Hello and welcome. I'm Will.
And I'm Alisha.
This is Enter the Rabbit Hole. Each week we dive into and dissect the weird, the momentous, and the downright interesting.
And today we're doing something a little different.
Yeah, we are. Today we're doing one of our patented side quests. Kind of off the back of our last episode, H is for Highwaymen.
Yeah, so after I had looked up all of those Highwaymen
stories?
All I did was search Highwaymen in Goodreads .com, and I knew there would be so many romance novels that would pop up. So
we decided that we would dive a little bit further, not only into the realm of historical romance, but steamy romance novels in general. And what we're going to do, we're going to read out some of the titles and then attempt to, I guess, extrapolate from that what the stories could possibly be.
Yeah, a little bit of romantic improv, if you will.
Yeah, but not the kind of romantic improv that you suggest to your lover on your anniversary weekend away. The kind of romantic improv where two sad people stand in a room and they make fun of other people's hard work.
So basically there's no fursuits involved.
No. Well, we don't know that.
I mean, I'm not wearing one. Did you bring one?
No. Well, I only record in a fursuit because the only thing that makes our recording setup more comfortable for me in like the 30 plus degree heat is when I'm dressed head to toe as a bear.
He just refuses to get out of the costume.
Nope, doesn't matter how sweaty the floor gets. It's just what I'm comfortable in. But before we get started, if you're listening, go ahead and follow the show and leave us a review. Good, bad, or ugly. We'd love to hear from you.
I don't know what I'm saying. Also, if you have any ideas for further episodes, please share them with us. You can find us on etrhthepod@gmail.com or at etrh on social media.
Wonderful. All right, so...
Seamless.
Should we do a rock, paper, scissors for this to see who goes first?
Yeah, that'll be real interesting for
the listeners.
Yeah.
All right, ready?
Are we going on rock, paper, scissors and then, or rock, paper, scissors show?
Rock, paper, scissors show. Are we doing rock, paper, scissors or paper, scissors, stone?
Paper, scissors, stone.
Paper, scissors, stone. Paper, scissors, stone. Ooh, all right. So it looks like I'm going first.
Shit.
Is it? No, you didn't want it that way?
No, not really, but it's fine.
Okay.
Read.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna start with a story fittingly called "Beautiful Bastard." I say fittingly just because I won the game of rock paper scissors, and therefore I'm the bastard. So, "Beautiful Bastard." What's coming to your head?
Maybe like a biker.
Okay.
So I'm thinking like a...
Not a great dude?
No, because obviously he has to be a bastard, right? That's the whole concept.
When you say biker, though, you mean like Hell's Angel as opposed to
No,
Tour
he's
de
a
France.
cyclist.
Yeah.
Beautiful cyclist.
But he's just an arsehole. Like, he's through every single lane. He's not indicating. He's not even wearing a helmet.
Yeah, he never wears a helmet, but he does wear a lot of Lycra.
And he looks beautiful.
He always, he does that thing where he pops one leg back so you can really see the curve of his butt in those little Lycra shorts.
Oh my god, yeah.
I'm gonna say they met, because he works as, a bike delivery man, of course. That's his side gig, as he's working up to Tour de France. And as he's going on one of his deliveries, he, hits our love interest, and she goes flying shopping bags everywhere because she's a shopaholic. And she sees his face, and he's breathtaking. He's beautiful, but then he just kind of like flips her off and keeps cycling. But she catches he's got a personalized Lycra shirt.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Thus, like, leaning into the bastard persona.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what does it say?
I was thinking it's like maybe a coiled snake on his lower back, kind of like a tramp stamp.
Oh, like a guy tramp stamp.
Yeah, and maybe it says, oh shit.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Oh shit.
It's just my attitude to life.
It says, watch out for bikes fuckers? I don't know. I'm not good. I'm not good at improv, which is why I usually have a script.
It shows that he is a little bit into pegging. It's just a little arrow pointing down and saying, park your ride here.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Tickets only.
Form an orderly queue. Something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe he's got a classic...
It's another, like, bike pun.
Geared up for fun.
Oh, God.
Looking for a wheelie good time.
Yeah, that's it. That's what he's got. Looking for a wheelie good time.
When I'm done with podcasting, I'm going to go work for a local newspaper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's just like a wheel on the back. But the snake comes from his lower back and it's wrapped around the wheel.
So he's got like an Ouroboros type thing going on.
Yeah.
That's real deep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. I'm
Because
starting...
he's like super into like mythology and he just feels like it really expresses like his identity.
So we can assume that he's also got some Chinese characters going up his rock hard abs.
Well, they're always rock hard, but of course.
He's got like a Celtic tattoo on his upper shoulder, as well as like a tribal, like a Polynesian tribal tattoo on his other shoulder.
Yeah, because he's visited all these places and the people just really accepted him and he just had this really great time.
Yeah, so he's a human passport.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'm really liking this guy so far. So this is taken from the book Beautiful Bastard, #1 by Christina Lauren. Shout out to Christina Lauren.
Excellent work, Christina Lauren.
I'm going to give you the first line of the synopsis. An ambitious intern, a perfectionist executive, and a whole lot of name-calling.
So, I mean, it doesn't say he couldn't ride a bicycle to work.
Yeah. We also don't know if he's the intern or the executive yet.
Then what was the last line?
And a whole lot of name-calling.
I mean, let's be honest. It's a romance novel, so the position of power is always going to the man. And in the real world as well.
Which is a shame because a lot of,
could be a sexy young
a lot of guys like
in lycra.
Yeah, a stronger woman, an older executive.
Yeah, but it's not aimed at. It's called Beautiful Bastards. I'm gonna assume that it's unless they're both men.
Yeah, I'm not ruling that out.
But let's be honest, it's kind of hard to be like, if you're the bastard intern, you're just gonna get fired.
Yeah, I mean. No, he's such a lovable rogue the way he gets my coffee order wrong every morning and then...
throws it in my face.
Yeah, tells me how he's dipped his balls in my chai latte. No, you would get sacked. Whip smart, hardworking, and on her way to an MBA, Chloe Mills has only one problem. Her boss, Bennett Ryan. Love it. He's exacting, blunt, inconsiderate, and completely irresistible. A beautiful bastard. All capitalized.
Yeah, obviously, we could hear that in the description.
Okay. So, I mean, you weren't that far off base, so obviously the girl's the intern, and the guy is a bit of a dick.
They're always a bit of a dick. They're
Yeah.
always a bit... Oh, okay. Look, if you like romance novels, there's nothing wrong with that. Read a romance novel. But, like, there are a lot of tropes.
Let's go into some more of those tropes. Bennett has returned to Chicago from France to take a vital role in his family's massive media business. Oh, so he's like Rupert Murdoch's kid, I guess. He never expected that the assistant who'd been helping him from abroad was the gorgeous, innocently provocative, completely infuriating creature he now has to see every day. Despite the rumors, he's never been one for a workplace hookup. But Chloe's so tempting, he's willing to bend the rules or outright smash them if it means he can have her all over the office.
Surely, like, you've already said bend the rules. You could end it with, like, bend her over.
I know, it's
like,
right
come
there.
on.
I didn't expect the diversion into smash them. So the author went from like a female romance novelist to just like a lad, or outright smash them.
So who's from abroad? She where's this?
I mean, I don't know, but my understanding is that he
really dig into this, please.
Yeah, so the title role of Bennett, he is returning from Chicago. To Chicago from France.
City of Love, Chicago.
Beautiful Chicago.
Is
The
it
Windy
right?
City.
The romance in the air in Chicago? Chicago?
The bells, the deep dish, the women. Maybe the women of Chicago are Midwestern beauties. I don't know.
Of course they are. Super hot.
Mm-hmm. All right, so
shall we move on to the next one?
Yeah, let's do it. Unless is there anything else you'd like to comment on our beautiful bastard, Mr. Bennett?
Nah, I'm over it.
He sounds like a poor man's.
Yeah. Poor man's
Mr.
what?
Grey.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sure.
Or is Christian Grey a poor man's Christian Grey?
Yeah, pretty much.
I got it. All right. Okay, hit me.
All right. Mad, bad, and dangerous in... What do you think the last line there is?
An enclosed space.
This is about prison.
Mad, bad, and dangerous in all the right places.
It's it rhymes with mad and bad.
Mad, bad, and dangerous in bad? Let's go to bed. Oh, I'm sleepy. Time for bed. Mad, bad, and dangerous in... Does it really rhyme, or are they're kind of in drag? Is it a drag? No?
It ends with an ad.
And dangerous in your dad? Is it one of those?
No, it's good, but
okay.
It's closer to home for you. Mad, bad, and dangerous in Plaid.
Oh. Yes. Except we don't call it that. We call it tartan.
So it's by Suzanne Enoch.
Straight away, 0 stars.
Mad, bad, and dangerous in tartan.
Okay, doesn't roll off the tongue quite as well, admittedly. More historically accurate. And if you're not reading these for the historical accuracy, why would you be reading them?
There's really no reason. I'm doing my thesis statement on these.
I'm doing my thesis statement in my underwear.
Okay. What do you think Mad, Bad, and Dangerous in Plaid is about?
I'm going to take a wild stab in the dark and say it has something to do with Scottish men.
And the women?
I'm also going to take a wild stab in the dark and say that this lady is not from Scotland and she's having a Highland romance while she's a high-flying exec who works 25 hours a day. And she's the woman who wants to have it all. But, record scratch, she gets...
booked into like an Airbnb in an old rundown castle.
She's got to flip this castle for the new TLC show, Flip That Castle. And so she's headed to the totally real town of Aberdicky.
On Loch...
McTavish, yeah, where she meets local woodchopper, Roddy McCoxman.
So he makes,
he
metal,
chops wood.
Yeah.
That's all he does.
Okay.
Always shirtless.
Uh-huh.
Now, he starts off with the shirt on, it's barely on, and then immediately breaks into a sweat. But it's more of a glisten, more of a sheen, and then has to take it off and mop his brow.
So he's just chopping wood for the castle that she has to flip?
It's a castle. They're notoriously poorly insulated. They run on wood. You know, like, it's probably got like 89 fireplaces.
I'm just saying it doesn't leave a lot of time for romance when he's out all day chopping wood and then he comes back to the castle.
Well, we can also infer that he doesn't masturbate. He's just one of those like alpha types who sees like jacking off as a sign of weakness. So instead of doing that, he gets it out by chopping wood.
Yeah, everybody knows that works.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's their meet cute? Something that you just learned about the other day.
Yeah, I didn't know what the word meet cute was, and I now understand the concept, but don't understand why you wouldn't call it a cute meet. But that's another episode.
Film industry, notoriously easy to understand.
What is their meet cute? She is trying to buy groceries in town, and did I mention that she's from New York City? So she's trying to buy some bagels at the local Greg's, and she's like, "Can I get some bagels and lots?" And they're like, "What's that, hen? Oh, all I can do is a steak bake. I've got a steak bake, I've got curry bake, I've got a sausage bake. The sausage and bean bake's real nice. Would you like that, hen?" And she's like, "I don't know what you're saying."
Why do you keep calling me hen? I'm not a chicken.
And then we all have a good laugh. Meanwhile, what did I call this guy? Roddy McCoxman. Roddy McCoxman is coming in. Maybe he's also a farmer. I'm going to say he's also so he's delivering the milk to Greg's, and they're like, "You're right, Roddy. How's the wood chopping going?" And he's like, "Aye, Isabel. It goes well. Anyway, good day to you." And then...
So he's got like a mixture of like a Scottish and American accent.
I don't know. Well, I don't think our accent is very sexy. So, like, if it was like, "Aye, Isabel, it's going right good, aye. I fucking love chopping."
There are other accents than the one you're doing.
Well, I don't know them. Anyway, and I don't know, like, he turns to leave and they, like, bump into each other.
Okay, do you want the first line? The tagline is, "She used to be mad about him."
Okay. She used to be mad about him. I don't know. So, like, she was stalking him and, like, taking pictures of him, like, going to his house and just sitting in the car outside, and then when she sees him at the window, she, like, drives off without saying anything.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
Or is she, like, the cool kind of, like, the sexy kind of mad, where she's, like, Facebook stalking him and leaving cryptic messages, and he's just meant to be okay with it?
I don't think there's Facebook in this book.
Oh, sorry, it's set in Scotland, so...
Yeah, so obviously it's in the past.
Yeah, and even if it's in the present, everyone lives in
Nobody has computers.
Yeah, no. What's a computer? Everyone lives in, like, a little croft.
Alright, side note. Do you remember when we went to the library in your hometown?
Okay.
And we were trying to get Wi-Fi, and what did they say?
A side note for our side quest, yes, and this was 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah. And they said, no, we don't have Wi-Fi at the moment, but we're hoping to get it in next year. You could go to
in 2019!
So, like, you could go to one of the few functioning businesses in the high street in my hometown, like the Costa Coffee, and of course they've got Wi-Fi, or you go to the Starbucks, because we don't all live in crofts, believe it or not, and you can get Wi-Fi. But then you go to the public library, like, the place where... It's like, guys, you're trying to stay open, right? Like, you're trying to stay relevant. Where's the Wi-Fi?
It was like this, like, newfangled invention. Like,
the Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi, madam. Where... I need to access Google.
Google.
So who knows? Maybe they've got Wi-Fi now. Yeah.
Probably not. Okay, so in Mad, Bad, and Dangerous in Plaid, by New York Times bestselling author Suzanne Enoch, high-spirited Rowena McLaury. Mac.
Where am I looking here?
Here, Mac. It's Mac, is it not? McLaury.
McClaury.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just get rid of all of the babbles. McClaury has come to the Highlands after a spectacularly successful debut season in London. So when is this set?
A debut. So like the Georgian era, or like the Victorian era? Like when ladies come of age and then they have to be presented to society, is it?
Yeah, it's quite.
Yeah. She's flowered, don't you know?
She's had her period now.
Yes, and she looks radiant, doesn't she?
Despite the blood splotch on her dress.
I've got tuberculosis. Quite, yes, she'll be quite the catch.
She should be able to pop out a few before she keels over.
Well, maybe just one.
She does cough so prettily, though. Okay, so she had a wildly successful debut, and has made it painfully clear that she's outgrown her girlhood obsession with Lachlan McTeer. That's not a name.
I don't think any of these are going to be real if you just shove a couple of like and like a mick and the occasional aber and invert in there, then Scottish, yeah.
And that's just fine with him, as he never had any intention of marrying the lass anyway. Yet, how can he ignore the fact that once rough and tumble Winnie has become a very fashionable and incredibly desirable young woman?
I'm sorry, did you say her name was Winnie?
Her name is Rowena, and then I guess her nickname is Winnie?
I can't picture her as anything other than a yellow bear. Just wearing, or like she's just a normal woman, but she only ever wears like a red t-shirt, no undies, nothing below the waist.
Sexy. What
Just
a way to make your debut.
like fisting a jar of honey and shoving it in her face.
Okay, now he's got it bad. Brawny, rugged Lachlan is nothing like the aristocratic English gentleman who pursued Winnie with a passion in London.
But that guy's a complete cuck, so forget him. Yes, he has a massive estate. Yes, he barely has rickets, but, you know, he's no Lachlan McTeer.
Yeah, 3 months away was more than enough to show her a world infinitely more glamorous than the untamed Scottish Highlands and her beloved childhood crush. But now that she's decided to find a prospective husband with a bit more polish, could Lachlan finally appreciate her charms? And is it remotely possible to ignore the wild attraction she feels for him?
Is this a sequel?
Nope.
Oh, okay. So this is all set up.
Yeah, otherwise your whole romance novel, like, the first one would be her pining after him for a whole book. Where's the sexy times? Where's the fun?
Sure, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I've never written a romantic novel before.
We'll get on it.
Yeah, maybe after this I will. Looking for some inspo. Looking for some sexy inspo.
So what's your likelihood of reading Mad, Bad, and Dangerous in Plaid?
Genuinely?
Yeah, genuinely.
Genuinely, 0%. 0%. But not, I mean, I don't read romantic literature or erotic literature. And I'm not saying that I wouldn't read that stuff because I'm a guy. Not for me. It's the suspension of disbelief, you know? How am I meant to buy...
That his name is Lachlan. No, I think that is actually...
That's a real Scottish name. I've met more than one Lachlan in my life, but like, how am I meant to buy like any of this stuff? I don't know. But it's an interesting setup. And it's
not.
I'm trying to be generous. It's it's like a bodice ripper, right? And I think also the Scottish men are hot right now. I think
they're super hot right now.
Like off the back of
Scottish men, so hot right now.
Off the back of Outlander. Outlander did, I mean, Scottish guys back home, it's like, you should be thanking that TV show, right? Really, like, Scottish men have not been this hot since, like, the first Scots Porridge Oats ads, where, you know, the dude is wearing the string vest and, like, a kilt, and he's being all brawny. That's the hottest that Scottish men have ever been.
Is that, like...
and also Sean Connery.
Fly up or something like that in the
in one or two of the adverts, which is probably not okay nowadays because it like sexualizes
porridge.
I'm just trying to eat my porridge, but my dick is so hard. This porridge is so fucking sexy. I'm just trying to get to work. I've jacked off like 3 times this morning already. I'm gonna miss my bus.
Stop talking about jacking off.
Well, stop talking about sexy porridge. Okay, so, Outlander is probably the sexiest the Scottish men have been since Sean Connery was 007 for the first time.
Sure, I don't find Sean Connery attractive.
Well, you know, certain kind of... Maybe you're just not the kind of lady who likes to get...
Being smacked in the face?
Yeah, to get smacked in the face, but, just...
Alright, well, let's move on to the next one.
Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so, the next story that I've got is Born in Fire.
Okay.
And then there's a subtitle.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Do I want the subtitle now, or you want me to...
Born in Fire, what you thinking?
Okay, so I've got two options here. One is firefighters, super hot. The other, dragons.
Also super hot. Game of Thrones. Thank you very much.
Yeah, having sex with a dragon.
Yeah. Sex on the dragon, sex near the dragon, sex while the dragon's watching, sex while a bunch of dragons are watching, you know? I'm not sure. Let's see where this goes. Book 1 in the Irish-born trilogy.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn. Neither. I don't think. Okay, what else could it be? A blacksmith.
Okay, but like an Irish blacksmith.
Yeah, obviously an Irish blacksmith.
I don't know if she said Irish. Irish-born makes it sound like Irish is like a mythical race of beings. She's the last of the Irish-born. She is the one who will take the throne.
The last of the Mohicans, but an Irish guy. It's played by Conan O'Brien.
Yes. Conan O'Brien is the tribal chief. And then, like, I don't know, Kevin Hart is, like, he finds himself at war with a group of Irish peasants, but then lives amongst them, and then learns his love of Guinness and potato farls.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it.
That's the story.
Have you read this before? This is by Nora Roberts, also the number one...
She's super popular in the romance.
Oh, yeah?
In the romance, yeah.
In the romance. She's a big romance
She's big in the romance
lady. Also number one New York Times best-selling author.
Sure.
Okay. And then there's
that one I can believe.
A lovely picture of her in her garden.
Oh, wow, so cute.
Yeah.
She's wearing a nice little vest.
She's got a nice little vest.
She's got some pretty flowers.
Some petunias or some geraniums. I don't know. Margaret Mary. I mean, where do you think Margaret Mary
Where could she be from?
Oh, wild shot in the dark. Is a girl from the Irish countryside with a passion for glass blowing.
Damn it!
Again.
I feel like I was close with the blacksmithing.
Yeah, I was Born in Fire, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just got that.
Wow.
A penchant for temper tantrums. I'm gonna put $1,000 down that she is a redhead.
Oh, she's from Ireland. There's no other color her hair could be.
Yes, but now that I know that she's got a penchant for temper tantrums, she must be a redhead. And a past that has left her wounded. What happens when a, parentheses, very attractive, close parentheses, Dublin gallery owner stops by her studio and decides he's interested in helping her career. So I'm guessing
here's the thing. Whenever I think of like a romance novel set in Europe, I just assume it's going to be in the past because people just can't seem to get out of like the whole, well, there's castles.
Yeah.
You know, bodice.
Sure.
Rip it.
Rip my bodice.
Rip it now.
Rip it real good. And also people forget, like, that's when people had polio. That's when people had cholera. What do you think is so sexy about this time period?
They bathed once a month.
Oh, baby, I'm gonna fuck you so good you're gonna forget that you don't have voting rights. So no, it would appear as though it's set in the modern day. Would you like to hear a steamy excerpt?
Oh boy, would I.
The need to take her was raging, some fatal drug that stabbed into his veins, speeding up his heartbeat and clouding his mind. That's it.
Okay, alright.
Yeah.
I was suspecting more.
No, that's the steamy excerpt. So, yeah, how do you feel about that description?
I mean, kind of boring, really. It's just like a glass blower and a gallery owner. Like, so what? They meet and then they fall in love? Where's the drama? Where's the dragons?
He can put her career on track and take her away from her days of blowing glass. If at some point he does not turn around to her and say, I've got something else you can blow, then I'm not interested. The book is worthless.
I mean, I'm sure it's in there. 100%.
It's definitely, if he doesn't say it, then
she's thinking it.
There's definitely a bit where she is like making a vase or something, and then he's looking down at her, which is like on her knees, like,
I don't think you should be
doing
on
her
your
thing.
knees in a glass blowing.
I am not an industry expert. I missed that episode of
How it's made.
how it's made. Yeah. So maybe, I don't know, maybe she has a special technique. She has her own gallery. She could do her own thing.
All right,
She's
let's
on
move
her-
on to the next one.
Okay.
Okay, so the title for this is Jungle Freakin' Bride by Eve Langlais. Langlais?
One of those three.
One of it.
Maybe.
Something.
Or none of those three.
Mhm.
Jungle Freakin' Bride.
Yep.
Very important. G or no G in the word freakin'?
No G, no I.
Ah, what?
You heard me correctly.
Jungle freakin' Bride.
That's correct.
Jungle freakin' Bride. Okay, so are we doing a Tarzan thing here? Presumably.
Could be.
Yeah, and she's a bit of a freak. Bit of a freak. Wonder if she's a freak in like the 1980s teen movie sense, where it's like she has like an emo haircut, so they're like, "Where you going, freak?" And they like push her up against her locker and
And
like
she's
take
like,
her
the
lunch money.
jungle!
I'm gonna be a bride.
She takes everything out of her locker. Shoves it to her bag. She's like, I'm getting a flight right now.
I've had enough of the swirlies. I'm out of here. I'm guessing there's some kind of Tarzan set up. Jungle freaking bride. Where's the freaking? I mean, you could just call it bride. There's definitely got to be a moment where an ancillary character is like, "What? Are you going to be a jungle bride?" And then she turns and she's like, "I'm going to be a jungle freaking bride." And then you drop the book and you're like, "She said it! She said the thing!" Okay, I could use a little bit more
Okay,
info.
I'll give you the tagline. Warning. Hot, steamy threesomes, chauvinism, and more are running wild in the jungle. Can you handle the heat?
I feel like, okay, regardless of threesomes and how hot chauvinism is, because, oh boy, oh wow.
Sure do love me some jungle chauvinism.
If there's one thing that... Hey, baby, why don't you go ahead and cut that vine? Why don't you move your sweet ass on over there and put up some mosquito nets, huh? Thanks, toots. I would do it, but I'm too busy...
Drinking my jungle beer.
Too busy watching you work, and also I've got a raging fever.
Also, I'm pretty sure I have malaria.
Yeah, whoa. But I'm a man. I can handle it.
One of those, fish from the river swam up my pee-pee.
Yeah, but that's okay. I'll just make it bigger for you, baby. I'm in serious pain.
Too bad the nearest hospital's a 3-hour airlift away.
Yeah, I'd like to drive me there, but, you know, lady drivers. But seriously, I'm gonna pass out. So regardless of how hot and steamy the threesomes are, I mean, it's the jungle, so I'm gonna assume that everything is just drenched in dampness. Yeah.
So I really want to push you on the freaking part. What could freaking be?
Oh. Does she transform into something?
Oh!
Ding, ding, ding.
So good!
Now, is she a sexy scientist in the jungle and she's discovered something in some kind of bug that is making her turn into an animal, or is it an ancient jungle curse?
Ooh. Well, do you want to hear the next part?
Yes.
Okay. Everyone's heard of the mysterious moon ghost jaguars. Supposed
Obviously.
shape-shifting men who steal women as their brides.
Why did you even put the words moon ghost in there? You say jaguars, I'm like, the shape-shifting men that steal their brides?
The moon ghost jaguars? Those jaguars?
We all know, let's not waste the listener's time. Okay. So she's the jaguar? Or
I don't think so.
Or the two... I'm
they
assuming there's two
steal-
dudes if there's a hot and steamy threesome.
Yeah, they steal women as their brides.
Okay. Yeah.
Chauvinism.
Oh, is
Jungle chauvinism.
is that where the chauvinism part is coming in? Because she's like, no, I won't go willingly.
And, yeah.
And then kind of like,
I don't think that's chauvinism so much as it is kidnapping.
I mean, Could be both.
Why not both?
Don't pigeonhole, don't gatekeep chauvinism, alright? If those kidnappers want to be chauvinists, they could do it.
What they forgot to mention was that half-naked, ripped, and oh so delicious, they always came in pairs and turned into really big freaking cats. Again, freakin is with just an N, and it does have an exclamation point.
If they're saying the word freakin in the synopsis, so now we're off the front page, right?
So I think
you can write whatever you want.
I think this is in a series.
Okay.
So I think it's like the Freakn series.
Oh, okay, like a transformation story.
Mm-hmm. But Carly, this is the first time we've actually heard her name. Carly's not about to let these furry Tarzans, Tarzans, dictate her future, even if they seem to have conquered her body. Oh god, his name is a cat, but it's a cat, like capital A.
I thought you were going to be like, his name is a cat. His name is Felix.
No, his name is a cat.
Hello, Carly. My name is Whiskers. Come with me, you have no choice.
He's Mr. Fuzzy Tail.
And I don't know why he's French. I don't know why I did it French.
They're all French.
They're all French. They're
okay.
French cats.
A cat didn't think... I'm gonna pronounce it a cat as opposed to a cat. Didn't think he wanted a mate until he came across the outspoken American with golden hair. They're always blonde.
Mm-hmm.
Making her his bride is only part of the battle. With the help of his best friend, Chaub.
So his name is a cat. But then rather than stick with the theme, they're like, and then this guy, Chaub.
Can he find a way to convince a strong-willed woman to follow the traditions of his tribe? Or will this reluctant jungle bride get her lovers to accept the fact that she'll never be a classic barefoot and pregnant mate?
Hey, welcome to the tribe. I'm going to run you through the traditions. First up, we do a lot of anal.
That's a tradition here.
If you aren't into that, oh boy, we'll be offended. So, yep. All right. Okay.
Okay, well...
Tradition number 2.
All right, should we take a break?
I think I need to. I'm so hot and steamy after hearing about these sexy cats.
No, they're freaking cats.
These sexy freaking cats, TM. All right, let's take a little break.
See you soon.
Hey, welcome back.
All right. Have you got a romance title for me?
Sure do. Here's the next one. Once Burned.
Another burning one, huh?
Yeah.
Fire.
Well, fire's sexy.
Is it?
Yeah. The wildfires raging through parts of Arizona at the moment. Like, ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
so
man.
Hot.
Yeah.
Just want to cozy up in a motel room and...
Yep, nothing like...
have a glass of box wine.
When I think about the Earth's changing climate and its devastating future effects on mankind, I just need to excuse myself from the room.
Alright,
I got a little subtitle for you.
Yeah, because otherwise it's just going to be firefighters and dragons again, if I'm being honest.
A Night Prince novel.
Oh, is it Night, N-I-G-H-T, or Knight?
It's Night with a N.
A Night Prince. Okay, vampires. It's vampires.
Kind of.
Okay. Kind of vampires.
Yes, vampires, but there's some other stuff in there as well.
What was it called again?
Once Burned, a Night Prince novel.
Okay, so it's...
by Janine Frost.
Interesting. Frost and Burned.
Oh my god. Well, we don't know that that's her real name, right? She might have a very conservative family.
I 100% assume that it's not her real name. Okay, so it's about a young working woman, and she...
A working woman or a working girl?
No, working woman.
Okay, there we go.
There's no underage nonsense. And there's
No. I didn't mean that kind of market.
I know.
She's
Let
a
me
working
finish
girl.
my sentence. And she's not a prostitute.
And that's your sexy setup. A young lady. She's got a job. She's got a steady income.
Yeah.
You better believe she's paying her
No, 'cause
taxes.
what I'm
but
saying-
she's not a sex worker.
You be a sex worker if you want to be a sex worker. But it's about a girl who is completely self-reliant. She doesn't need nobody. And her ex is a vampire. So she used to date a vampire and he kind of like gave her everything. You know? He was like her whole world. And she was completely wrapped up in his... Because I assume he has a castle. All vampires have castles, obviously. Comes with the territory.
It's a very harmful stereotype, but okay.
She used to rely on him for everything, and then they broke up. And she didn't have anything left. So she built herself from the ground up. And who comes along but another vampire?
Like a True Blood type deal. Is this just a trope of the genre that a lot of the sexy stuff happens off page? Because that's what happened with the Bad Mad and Thank You Plaid, that one, right? That
You mean like the build up? Like
yeah, like all the like they had a thing, but like they had a thing before. Don't worry about
like a lot of it is like, well, they had history, so that makes them more interesting.
I don't know. Like when I read they had history, I'm like, okay, and then they moved on, right? Like two healthy normal people.
They're never.
Should we get back together? No.
It didn't work the first time. Also, he's toxic and abusive.
Yes, his dick is dangerously big. It's in the title of the book. But go with a nicer man, with a medium or a smaller than average size penis, but he's got a good income.
And he treats you right.
Wow. An accident left Layla with a scarred body and a magical power. What's her magical power?
Ooh. Fire? Ice. She can read minds.
The ability to read a person's deepest secret just by...
Yes!
Oh my god. Haven't seen you that happy in months. Oh boy. Yes, good job. The ability to read a person's deepest secret just by touching them. Because you would have to, really.
Yeah, when you've got third-degree burns all over your body, the only thing you want to do is touch things.
Yes, and have other people touch you. She deals with what she considers to be a curse by keeping to herself until she's kidnapped by evil creatures.
Do you think she's, like, completely wrapped in bandages, like, the Invisible Man? And she just wears, like, a pair of glasses at the front.
And
Sexy!
Once Burned, an erotic mummy novella.
Ooh.
Part of the Tutankhamun saga.
No, the Nefertiti saga, obviously.
Oh,
but it's
I'm sorry.
Nefertiti saga.
Part of the Nefertiti saga. Is she wrapped in bandages? Are bandages sexy? Can bandages ever be sexy?
So there are two things when bandages can be sexy. One, when a hunky guy wraps them around his wrists because he does he does boxing or something like that.
Super sexy.
Super sexy.
Protecting those joints.
Two, someone is injured and you have to wrap them in bandages.
Yeah.
Sensuously.
And
sensually.
They do that thing where when they were blown up in the explosion, didn't flinch.
No.
But the minute that, a little bit of iodine goes in that head wound.
Is that hydrogen peroxide? Jesus Christ!
This is gonna sting. How sexy would it be if it was like, okay, hold still, this is gonna sting. Owie! Owie, mommy! Owie, no! Like, oh.
Stop!
I know you just rescued me from those drug dealers, but I don't think this is gonna happen.
No, do it.
No, baby, it's okay. Just do it again. Ooh, ow, no, why did you do that? No. She's kidnapped by evil creatures and has to call out telepathically to the world's most dangerous vampire for help.
Is he your ex? Because then I'm like 2 for 2.
I do not have information on whether he is her ex. I'm gonna guess that. I'm gonna guess no.
Damn.
But I don't know. Maybe she's like loosely. I don't know. Like they're acquaintances. Maybe they're acquainted.
Sure. It doesn't count then. It's fine. Whatever. I don't care.
Here's your steamy excerpt. I stretched out my hands as if to ward him off. Not yet. I want to know what your endgame is first. Another flash of teeth, this time showing his fangs, to have you screaming my name within the hour.
Sexy.
Yeah. I mean, because the only time you would scream a person's name would be during sex. Or
they're trying to murder you.
During enhanced interrogation techniques.
What are you doing?
Yeah, so that's Once Burned. Would you read it?
100% no.
100% no.
So, yeah, I think, like, everybody goes through, like, a vampire stage, you know? Like, I think that's part of growing up.
Still going through mine.
I think, like...
Podcasting's real hard when you got fake teeth in the whole time.
Yeah, it's tough. You really do have a lisp.
Yeah.
I think when... Maybe, like, 10 years ago, vampires were, like, not super overdone.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a series called, not True Blood, Blood Ties or something like that. Mm-hmm. And there was a vampire in there who's pretty sexy. I was like, yeah, that's kind of hot. But now it's like, and also, he's a vampire.
And also, he's a vampire. Yeah, I mean...
I'm gonna stick with, like, What We Do in the Shadows kind of style vampires. Because I think, like... I'm just not into the whole, like, I have no emotions, but I'm super hot.
I mean, they are overdone, but arguably, they're also the sexiest of
the undead?
Yes. Well, let's say...
Supernatural creatures?
The catalogue of the universal monster universe, the dark universe, alright?
What are our other options here? We've got werewolves.
The
Werewolves can be hot.
The mummy.
Not hot. Certified not hot.
I mean, the mummy from the latest Tom Cruise vehicle, The Mummy, she was...
Didn't watch it.
She's kind of hot.
The Mummy from...
in a very scary way.
The real Mummy movie with Brendan Fraser. Okay, not bad.
The guy that looks like Billy Zane, but then I was crushed to find out it wasn't Billy Zane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Really?
He's okay.
He's a very bald, very smooth man. I'm not saying that's a bad thing.
Look, if I have a choice between, like, Brendan Fraser and The Mummy or The Mummy, I'm going for Brendan Fraser, but...
Yes, although an earlier Brendan Fraser.
I said in The Mummy. Brendan Fraser in The Mummy. There's nothing wrong with Brendan Fraser now. He's a great guy. But
he seems like he's got a topper of a personality. I'd love to have a pint with him.
He's just a little out of my age range.
Yeah, and as we discovered, like, filming those movies just destroyed his body, and I think put him on track to kind of... You know.
Yeah, it really effed up his life, let's be honest. Okay,
yeah.
So what other supernatural monsters are sexy?
The swamp thing?
Yeah, super sexy. Certified sexy.
Nothing sweet. We're back to the freaking jungle freaking bride. Yeah, nothing sexier than
any kind of shapeshifters, I think, are certified sexy.
Mm-hmm. Boom. Stamp of approval. Certified sexy. For your pleasure. Grade A.
Grade A sexy. Frankenstein's monster.
I mean, it's just, he's just a bunch of, he's just a bunch of different body parts with rage issues. And I feel bad for saying that because all he wants is to be loved and accepted. But, you know.
I mean, in the book, arguably, he's very intelligent.
Yes, and the greatest tragedy of them all is that humans are the real monsters because he's spurned by society. That's what,
Hot.
Nothing hotter than being spurned by society.
That's hot.
Really sexy supernatural creatures that aren't...
Fairies?
Yeah, if I could take that concept seriously, surely...
I'm sorry. Vampires and werewolves I can take more seriously than I can.
What about sexy, shape-shifting aliens?
Ugh. I don't know. I just can't find aliens sexy. Speaking of which.
Okay. Moving on.
How to Lose an Extraterrestrial in 10 Days. By Susan Grant.
Okay, so it's
so she's related to you.
Ah, my namesake. So it's right there in the title. But she doesn't she doesn't want to be with this alien.
You tell me.
So, this alien showing up at her house every night, abducting her, probing her. She's waking up with strange marks that aren't herpes. And, you know, now she's got, like, every time she goes through a metal detector, stuff's going on because of all these implants he keeps shoving in her body. And she's like, you know what? You were fun. Turned out we liked all the same films. And, you know, we laugh at the same stuff. And I guess, you know, your family's from, like, Glorpack 7. My family's from, like, Glasgow. But turns out we had a very similar upbringing, and that was nice. But you've got to start, like, I told you to ease off, and you're still, like, showing up in, like, a bright beam of light every night, and I'm, like, paralyzed on the bed, and I'm like, please, Glaxo, don't do this. And then you're still, like, abducting me, and it's just, it's a bit much. And
I can't even get a restraining order because no courts, the international jurisdiction doesn't reach that far.
Yes. And, you know, the Federation of Planets isn't a thing yet, so I'm just going to have to ask you to back off and try and respect that.
Okay, what do you think she does as a job?
Is she FBI? I mean, my brain's immediately going to the X-Files, and she's, I mean, if you want to talk sexy aliens, Gillian Anderson in the X-Files, I mean, wow. But
is she an alien?
No, but
Okay.
she gets, like, abducted by aliens and stuff like that.
Sorry.
She's tangentially linked to aliens, who aren't sexy, but
okay, well, here's the first paragraph. His internal computers are offline. His former employers want him dead, and the men in black are after him. Without his cyber powers, Reef is as weak as a lowly earthling. He's tried to kill every human he's met. So why on earth would they help him?
Yeah, that's a good question. And if he has Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones on his tail, he's in real hot water.
Oh yeah, there's no getting out of that. You turn into a giant cockroach and it wouldn't help. Okay, you want the next?
He's got internal computers, so also he's a sexy robot.
Well, he does have cyber powers, so...
Oh, cyber powers. Like, the power to hack into ATMs and you get all that cash money, you can make it rain at the club.
I'm in.
Or hack into someone's Facebook and just mess with their photos a little bit.
Yeah, change it to in a relationship, and she's like, oh my god, I guess we're dating!
Glorpo!
His name's Reef.
Reef!
Okay.
His name's Reef?
Yep, like a coral reef.
Nothing sexier than the coral reef that's
the
dying because of climate change, and now I'm back on sexy climate change. I've got to excuse myself.
Evie Holloway needs a bodyguard. There's an exclamation point.
Yeah, oh, sorry. She really does. She's gonna fucking die.
Her fledgling chocolate business is mistaken as a money laundering scheme for the mob, and bullets have started flying.
What?
What a mishmash of genres we've got going on.
How did this happen? Oh yeah, but I feel like...
How did we get here?
Well, I feel like there is a subgenre of, like, sexy chocolatier, or, like, sexy...
Cake shop owner, like, cupcake owner. Or, like...
Yes, and then you're doing it, and you're, like, covered in frosting, then you got yeast infection.
Oh, hold on, there's more. But does the suburban soccer mom really want to shelter the alien hitman who almost offed her future brother-in-law? There's so much going on here.
Okay, wait. So Reef is the hitman?
He's an alien hitman.
Obviously.
With cyber powers.
Yeah.
She needs a bodyguard because the mob, her business is mistaken as a money laundering scheme for the mob.
Yes.
She's also a suburban soccer mom.
Obviously.
And the alien hitman almost killed her future brother-in-law, so she also has a fiancé.
Oh, that's so taboo. I mean, I get it. Whenever I see, like, when somebody is like, oh, I got you, like, a Cadbury's cream egg, I'm like, no thank you. Don't you know that Cadbury's are a front for the Don't you know that Cadbury's is a front for the Neapolitan mafia? Just think about it. Follow the money.
So she's desperate and Reef is incredibly sexy. 10 days, she tells him. But it turns out that 10 days might just be long enough to spark a love that's truly out of this world.
Oh, no. No. What? No. I mean, you had me right up at Shut up and take my money.
On board for the cyber powers. I was on board for the alien. I was on board for the mob. I was on board for the soccer mom. Because I'm super into soccer moms. But...
Do you think he has a cybernetic penis? Like in that episode of Rick and Morty where they want to give Jerry a new penis?
I don't think the whole thing is, but I think he's got internal computers that make it basically a dildo.
Yeah. He definitely has some sensors
he's got
where
some
he's
vibrations.
like, I can tell you're about to orgasm. And she's like, no, I'm not. And he's like, but I'm scanning your body and I can tell you're on the brink of orgasm. And she's like, oh, stop it, Rafe. Stop your dirty talk. And he's like 01101111100000111. She's like, oh baby, say it again. 01101.
All right. Well, yeah. That's how to lose an extraterrestrial in 10 days.
Is she trying to lose him or get? I am still unclear. Doesn't she want him because?
Yeah, but he almost killed her future brother-in-law, and she has a fiance. So why would she want the sexy alien hitman?
I feel like the author, like, completely tied herself into something, lose in 10 days, and then she was like, well...
Sure, isn't that's the title
How
of the
to
movie?
Lose a Guy in 10 Days, yeah. Wonderful rom-com adventure with Kate Hudson and Matthew McConaughey in an earlier point. McConaughey? How are you?
You said McConaughey.
Well, how do you say it?
McConaughey.
Yeah, that fella. All right. That guy, yeah. Anyway, yeah, definitely go and stream it right now. All right, I'm going to find another one for you. All right, you all set?
Hit me.
Here we go. Mystery Man by Kristen Ashley.
Okay, is this like, what was that movie a while ago that was like The Mystery Men? It was like all really...
Mystery Men?
Really shit superheroes?
Oh, you think it's... Oh, so he's like a kind of a B-lister superhero.
Yeah.
Okay, that's an interesting concept. It's not that. I'll give you the subtitle. Dream Man Series Number 1.
Okay, so he lives in her dreams. He's like a dream god. No, he's created in her dreams, and then he comes to life one day. And she's dreaming about him, and she's like, oh, I just can't find love, but there's this perfect guy that I always dream about, and he's just perfect for me. And then she bumps into a guy one day, and she looks up at him, and oh my god, it's him!
Yes.
It's her dream man.
Yeah. And he's been, like, almost, like, on a molecular level designed to be, like, her perfect
Sure, it's
guy.
Everything she's ever wanted, but she starts having nightmares.
Yeah. So then comes her sexy nightmare man. He's scary. He's made of spiders for some reason, but she's kind of into it. And he's giving her that exam for high school that she just didn't study for.
And she's naked. Oh my god. But it's
but it's in a sexy way. Yeah. And all her family are there and they're trying to get her to fill in her tax records. And the sexy nightmare man is saying, you'd better do it now, baby.
I need to do my taxes.
Oh, yeah, you do need to do your taxes. Should we stop the podcast right now so you can...
Yeah, I gotta... Excuse me, guys.
All right, well, I hope you've enjoyed it, guys. Alicia's going to do this so she doesn't get put in prison. Yeah. No, this is more important than that.
Back to sexy spiders.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking it's a classic Nightmare Man versus Dream Boy scenario.
Dayman versus Nightman. Yeah.
Nightman.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, one played by Charlie Day, the other by the other guy, and It's Always Sunny.
Oh my god, I feel really bad about this because I really like his character, the guy who plays Mac. That guy. Yep. So it's the two of them. If you had to choose between Charlie Day and the fellow who plays Mac, which one would you choose?
I mean, I've seen Charlie Day in more things, and, you know, I like my funny guys, so probably Charlie Day.
He's a smaller, more compact gentleman.
But it's fine for me. I don't need me a tall boy. I'm pretty short.
Alisha reached up and tapped the top of my head in something that made me feel very tall, but also very tiny at the same time.
It's It's my specialty.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When you're short like me, you gotta bring them down to your size.
Find your sweet spot. So Charlie Day for you. Not even when he did that, like...
Look, I'm not gonna deny that Mac is super hot. Both fat and ripped.
You like a big, you like a bulky, yeah.
Either way, I'm into it.
Mm-hmm.
But I like them funny.
Yeah. Also, you would have to live without carbs.
100% never gonna happen.
No.
Never in my entire life. Even if a doctor tells me, if you keep eating carbs, you will die tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna eat all the carbs then.
It's actually been really difficult for me to edit the podcast around you shoveling
snacking on carbs constantly.
Lasagna-laden tortilla chips into your face. It's really difficult
perfect dip
to get the crunch out of the background audio. But somehow we work around it. What the hell were we talking about? Mystery Man by Kristen Ashley. So, Gwendolyn Kidd has been sleeping with her dream man every night for over a year, and it would be perfect except for the fact that A...
He's not real?
He only shows up in her room in the middle of the night, and B, she doesn't even know his name. And then maybe he's got, like, just a really, like, a duff name.
Marvin.
Who are you, sexy mystery man? Dale. Okay.
Marvin Dale.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna lock my doors and windows from now on. But I'm in your dreams.
When you turn into old Greg.
I'm old Dale. Oh my goodness, that's for our British millennial listeners. When she finds herself mixed up in with the dangerous antics of a local motorcycle gang, her mystery man decides he has to woo her for real. And
instead of just sneaking into her house and...
I've been coming over to your house and dicking you in the middle of the night every night for a month, but now I should probably put the effort in. Now I'm going to take things seriously, and I guess we're going to subscribe for a Netflix account together. I'm going to give you the password.
God, so much effort.
Yeah, I've had a key copied
fair,
for you.
It's my mom's Netflix account, so...
Yes, thank you, Wendy. And she has to decide if she's even interested after all. I don't get where
the biker gang comes in.
No, I mean it's an erotic novel. Of course, there's a biker gang. Just a bunch of like lycra-clad cyclists who, just like
hitting people off the road.
Yeah, just smacking the palm of their hands with chains and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, God, like the state of the French countryside every year after the Tour de France, like tire fires everywhere and. Can you imagine, like, a bunch of, cyclists, like, athletes doing that thing where they, just, like, do wheelies around, like, a burning dumpster fire, but they're on push bikes?
I mean, yeah, I can if they're, like, BMX kids, and, like, in, like, the early 2000s when they tried to make, like, BMX kids look, like, scary.
I mean, they can be.
Oh, no.
You come down to my neighborhood, they can be. Sometimes they push you off your bike. We need to...
It's gonna be okay. We'll be back, guys.
Okay. Steamy excerpt. I felt a warm hand on the skin of my lower back. Ugh. I twisted my neck. Looked up, and there he was. I held my breath. And he asked, "You coming or what?" That was it. That was his pickup line. "You coming or what?" I went.
Wow.
I came.
I conquered.
Can you imagine if my opening gambit to you had been, "You coming or what?"
Yeah, which is funny because you didn't have an opening gambit to me.
Well, no. I mean, like, "Hi, I'm Will. Hi. This is me. Sorry."
When I first met Will, he was coming up the hill to my place to pick me up with a bunch of other people in China, and his e-bike ran out of charge, so he had to pedal it up the hill, but he's clearly too big for the e-bike.
You lived at the top of a hill. And yeah, this thing held like an hour's worth of charge, and I hadn't charged it up that morning. So yeah, I think I was coming over with like one or two other people who were on like a fully charged e-bike. So they had been chatting to you for like 5 minutes, and then I
crested the hills.
Hi, my name's Will. Nice to meet you. You coming or what? And you went
to work.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think of this whole deal?
Well, I like my version a lot better.
Where
the dream man, and
definitely, I mean, that's a lot sexier than I still don't know.
He's just breaking and entering, and then like.
I'm still not 100% clear here if this man is actually tangible, like a physical entity, or if he exists. I mean, this could be a woman who has some very erotic split personality disorder.
Some erotic schizophrenia.
Oh, yeah. Nothing sexier than something that's been classified in the DSM.
Right.
Speaking of sexy mental health issues, should we take a break?
Absolutely.
All right, let's do it.
Willkommen and bienvenue.
Hi. That was a novel welcome.
Why not? So, are you ready for your next title?
Yeah. Off the back of that, I just want to say a real brief thank you to like our international listeners. We've had a couple, haven't we?
Some from Germany, I believe.
Yeah.
And
a couple from Turkey.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah, that was. Keep listening, guys. Thank you so much for your attention. All right, yeah, give me that next steamy title.
All right. Barefoot, pregnant, and a double knot spy.
A double knot
Yep.
spy? Like KN, like K or N?
Knot.
So like
Like a tied knot.
Is that an expression? Like
I don't know.
like he's got double O status. Well, he's got double knot status. Oh shit.
This is part of the Barefoot and Pregnant series by Madison McCall. It's got a question mark.
Like Madison McCall? Question mark. Like she doesn't know her name.
Barefoot and Pregnant.
I mean, it's not a great situation. If you are pregnant, you want to have you want to have like your shit together. You know, you want to make sure like you've got a bassinet, you've got I'm such a terrible adult. You've got the bottles for the milk.
Yeah.
And then a thing to like
mobile.
Yeah, sanitize that. You got to heat it up to a certain temperature. Maybe the suction cups for the
pumping.
For pumping, for a pump and dump. Yeah. And then you're telling me like you don't even have shoes? Oh my god.
So like Barefoot and Pregnant is like a like that's a phrase.
No.
I'm pretty sure it's like oh, it's just so beautiful and carefree, like she's barefoot and pregnant. Like
what? Like who?
I think it's the same as like she's glowing, kind of.
Someone is like beautiful and carefree. They've not got care in the world. They're so carefree that they're pregnant. I'm pregnant with my lack of responsibilities.
Barefoot and pregnant is a figure of speech most commonly associated with the idea that women should not work outside the home and should have many children during their reproductive years.
Oh okay. My god.
That's my bad. It's completely different than what I thought it was.
She's glowing. Now get back in the fucking kitchen. Glow next to the oven.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's about taking away her shoes so she can't run away.
I mean, that makes a lot of sense now. Oh, and so this is sexy. Barefoot and pregnant and a double knot spy.
Yep.
Okay. Oof. There's a lot going on there. So she's like a deep cover agent because she's pretending to be like a 17-year-old girl who has been married off
To a 40-year-old man.
Yeah, who already has like a whole bunch of sister wives, and she's just the latest one to join that lineup. And but she's actually a Russian sleeper agent.
Ooh.
Who's trying to infiltrate this ultra conservative religious group that are living out of their bunker somewhere in the Colorado mountains. Yeah? That's it?
100%.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right.
Hear the actual...
I get, yeah, whatever.
After American agent Matt Powers is seriously wounded while on a dangerous mission...
Serious wound for a serious name.
Serious man. He is told that he will never walk again and will be confined to a wheelchair for the rest of his life.
That's crap. That's not
However, his boss, friend, and handler, Zach, offers him an alternative and a chance to have a new life if he's willing to consider having his mind transferred to a new body. So that's how terrible being in a wheelchair is. You don't even deserve to live that way. You should just have your mind transferred to a new body.
Yeah, no, that's a great trope that's present throughout media, where if you are in any way disabled or differently abled, that you're,
worthless.
Yeah, basically, and you are less than. Does this different body happen to be young, sexy, and nubile?
Indeed it is!
And 100% more female?
Upon waking, he finds out that the new body he was promised was unavailable, and in a last-ditch effort to save his life, the only alternative was to put him in the only other body available, which was that of an attractive, young, blonde female.
Oh my god, where am I? Is this a KGB torture cell again? Have I been taken by the Iranians? Oh my god. Are these breasts?
Did they give me a boob job while I was under?
God damn it. Is this Mossad? Did Mossad give me these perky tits and these tiny rosebud nipples? God damn it. I've seen some sick shit in my time, but... oh, God. This really takes the cake.
Well, Matt.
Yeah.
Now, Maddie. Begins training with Dr. Jill Lindstrom on how to live and act as a woman, and how to function as a female agent in the world of espionage. Jill and Maddie are soon paired up and off to Texas, where they will attend a cybersecurity conference, attempt to make contact with those potentially responsible for the nation's latest election scandal, and save the Western world as we know it. This steamy romantic comedy with a great ending will have you rolling on the floor laughing.
Oh, it's a comedy.
It sure is.
Oh, obviously. Because of the funny setup, obviously. It's a gender swap. He's doing a Freaky Friday.
Maybe the ending is that he goes back to his own body and realizes that he can live a full life as himself in a wheelchair.
I don't think that's the ending. That is an ending. That's a good idea. But I don't think, for some reason, that's the direction that they're going to go in. I think there's a lot of, we've got to save the president, for God's sake. We've only got 8 hours.
Also, I have a vagina.
Now, which cocktail dress am I going to wear? I don't have anything to match my shoes.
Yeah, this is for sure going to be like a comedy movie in the vein of like, what's her name? Like Melissa... Is it Melissa McCarthy? Like the
Melissa Joan Hart?
No. The woman who does like a lot, like she was in Bridesmaids and like The Spy. And, like...
yeah. Okay, slapstick, wacky, yeah. Instead of being like kind of body positive and empowering, it's gonna be like, how do dames even walk? I've got to wiggle my ass or some shit. I can't believe I assassinated the president of Venezuela, and now I'm doing this.
Yeah, he's got, like, platform heels on.
I know how to kill a man with my bare hands, but I don't know how to walk in heels.
In a pencil skirt.
God, it's so hard being a woman. Oh my God, it's so hard being a woman.
I get it now.
I should be less of a piece of shit.
Moral learned.
Uh-huh, yeah. Now I just need to get the launch codes. and I'll be fully self-actualized.
Right, well, do you have one more? And then we can do some honorable mentions.
Yeah, I sure do. This next one I chose based on the title alone. Prime Package.
Okay, so it's a Prime, like Amazon Prime delivery man?
Either that or some Prime cuts of meat. Or both. You can get a lot of stuff delivered on Amazon nowadays.
Yeah, it's an Amazon delivery man who delivers prime cuts of meat. And also, his dick.
Yeah. And there's nothing sexier than working for Amazon. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. One bathroom in the whole warehouse.
Monitored bathroom breaks. Take it out of your pay if you're a minute late.
No unionization.
Oh, yeah.
Sexy.
Faceless cog in the machine. Oh, so naughty.
So hot.
Yeah. Lack of human dignity. So this is Prime Package by Blair Cox. COX. Before you get any ideas.
It is COX.
It is
COX.
really COX.
Okay.
Yeah. Prime Package by Blair Cox. Overnight delivery will never be the same.
Okay. So, I'm trying to think of anything but delivery man, but I've got nothing.
I mean, you got it right the first time. I'm just trying to string this thing along.
Okay, fair enough.
Disillusioned with her boring routine and non-existent love life, math teacher Misha Bennett decided... Oh, we've got another Bennett. Bennett must be a really sexy name.
Super sexy.
Bennett. Math teacher Misha Bennett decides to do something about it. On a whim, she orders the Velveteen, one of the most raved about sex toys on the market. What she doesn't expect is for the sexy toy company to fail to use discreet packaging, creating the perfect opportunity for a smoldering man in his prime to discover exactly what's inside.
Oh my god, you have a sex life. You're an adult woman, and you're ordering something for yourself. Wow.
You're a woman who has a sexual life, therefore, I should have sex with you.
You can't enjoy sex on your own. It must be with me, the hunky delivery man. You're into that, right?
Sure you are. Also, if this is like the best toy on the market, right? Like every housewife's buying it, everyone's raving about it. And then the company that makes it like drops the ball in terms of like putting it into some plain brown packaging. I mean, that's a big fuck up. You shouldn't be ashamed about what you're buying.
Certainly not, but if you were expecting, like, say it's
discreet packaging.
Yeah, say that's a selling point of the company, and like maybe you get a bunch of roommates, or maybe you still live with your parents.
Maybe you're like barefoot and pregnant, and you're living in a house with like 16 siblings or sister wives, and you just ordered like the Black Mamba, Vagina Buster 2000. Is a real thing, and you're like, well, I want to keep that in the down low, and then it shows up with like bells and whistles.
Maybe you just don't want creepy pervert delivery men to know what you're getting and be like, oh yeah, you like that? You need someone to take care of you for you? No, I obviously don't, because I just bought the Black Mamba.
Let's hear a little bit about this delivery driver, shall we? When Park Ranger Keith Summers takes a side gig as a delivery man to pay the bills. Ooh, nothing sexier than trying to make ends meet.
Park Ranger can't pay the bills.
Yeah.
Our government doesn't pay them enough. So hot.
I've got a chronic condition that isn't covered by my medical insurance. How will I make it work? Become a delivery driver, yeah.
Yeah, we know that already.
The last thing he expects is for super fast romance to happen when his dream woman opens the door to sign for her perfect package. Finding himself intrigued and unable to let it go. Reads.
You should let it go.
Finding himself feeling kind of creepy. Finding himself intrigued and unable to let it go, he is determined to show her that he has a prime package of his own.
Oh, God.
I mean, he's a delivery driver, so he's probably got a van full. Oh, okay, all right. And he will do whatever it takes to make her hottest dreams come true.
I have a package, too.
But it's for your neighbor, so...
It's a pair of gloves.
Yeah. Did you buy gloves? No, just
Your gardening gloves.
a sex toy for you to explore your body. Okay, well, this is probably for someone else then. It was really nice meeting you. Okay, bye. Poor Keith.
All right. Well,
Will there?
Oh, sorry.
Hey,
I'm so
hey! There's a question mark over this. Will their racy romance begin and end at the doorstep, or will she open the door to a love that lasts forever?
if someone starts your romance by already knowing where you live and you don't know them, like, you know, you're not friends already, or they're like, I don't know, sexy roommate, that kind of situation, and they know where you live, 100% get out. Like...
Oh, really? I don't know, that feels like a very low bar.
It's like, when
Like
you're going on a date and a guy's like, so where do you live? And you're like, should that be your first question? Really?
Mm-hmm.
Not into it.
You've been hit on by delivery drivers a couple of times, right? Have you not had like the, oh, you are so beautiful?
Oh, well, yeah, in China.
I thought you had it in Taiwan as well.
Oh, yeah, I guess 2 weeks ago. No, a week ago I had, but that wasn't, I don't know. It didn't feel great, but it didn't feel like super creepy. He was just like, oh, you're so pretty. And I was like, okay, thank you. I just want my coffee. Okay, bye.
I'm starving. Like, I am super, you know what? Like, I'm just gonna, thanks though.
Pardon me.
Yeah. I didn't want to cook today because I feel like shit, and that's why I ordered a bunch of comfort food. But thank you.
No, there are worse ones. Like, I've had a couple times, you're so pretty, can I take a picture of you?
Mm-hmm.
It's my birthday. When I said no, he was like, it's my birthday. And I was like,
come on, baby, it's my birthday.
It's my birthday, so I deserve a picture with you.
Yeah, I'm entitled.
Yeah, it's just people can be creepy. Yeah.
That's
Anyway.
why we stay at home.
Mm-hmm. Never go out. So I've got 2 honorable mentions. I'll just go through them kind of quickly.
Yeah, okay.
Emily's Magical Bejeweled Codpiece by B. Snow.
It's Emily's Codpiece.
Yeah, but Emily is short for Emilio.
What?
Yeah.
I mean, okay, whatever. Like, it's your name, but just not where... Have you met my friend Emily? Like, that blonde woman over there? No, like the 6'7" bodybuilder, Emily.
Well, it's 2 men. So Tom, museum curator, and expert in Renaissance jewelry, doesn't think his boyfriend Peter is the one. Peter is perfectly happy with Tom, but Tom is obsessed with the artist Benedetto Emilio Nischi?
Now there's a sexy name.
Exciting, passionate, extraordinarily talented, and dead for over 400 years. Tasked with researching a bejeweled codpiece, Tom abandons his professional ethics and his sanity to try on the codpiece and is transported halfway around the world and back in time, right into Florence, Italy, and Neschke's workroom. After his initial panic subsides, Tom seizes the opportunity to allow Neschke to seduce him. But Tom discovers that not everything about the 16th century is romantic as he imagined. Oh yeah, no kidding.
I mean, yeah. I'm 30. I'm probably gonna die in 2 years' time.
Yeah, I just gave you syphilis. Getting back to the modern world and Peter becomes Tom's only wish, but desire and reality are 2 completely different things, and Tom might not get what he wants this time around.
Sucks for Tom. Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard stories of the Renaissance period and I'm like, ooh, sexy. Gotta get me some Renaissance ladies.
I mean, yeah, it could be sexy, but and only if you don't think about it too deeply. In terms of, like, modern day hygiene. I'm sure it was fine when you were there, but...
The minute that I'm like, what did they do for deodorant? And they're like, what deodorant? I'm like, no thank you. Oh, they shoved a bunch of dried flowers in a hanky and then stuffed it down their pants. Oh.
Why do you think women used fresh bouquets of flowers while they were coming down the aisle? To hide their scent.
Oh, God.
Okay. Yeah. I've got another honorable mention. Hedging his bets. I just want a quick, what do you...
Hedge fund manager?
Good guess, but...
Sexy Wall Street?
Nope.
No, he's a gambling addict. He literally can't live without putting fat stacks down on the ponies or the games. Doesn't matter, because he's an actual addict.
Okay.
Ooh.
Think more supernatural.
Hedging his bets, and it's supernatural. Is he's a sexy. He's a. I don't think I've ever said sexy more in my life than before we started recording this episode. He's a sexy. It's a sexy laptop. It's a sexy microphone. He's a sexy vampire who's also a gambling addict.
He's a sexy. It's in the title. Hedging.
He's a tree? He's like Swamp Thing?
He's a sexy were-hedgehog.
Come again? Don't mind if I do. He's a sexy were-hedgehog. Oh my god, is that a full moon? And then he just rolls into a ball. I have a desire for cat food and a bowl of milk.
Where are your hedges?
And then he just he wakes up in like a pile of leaves as somebody's like setting fire to it. Hey guys, right about autumn time, just remember, if you are piling up all the leaves in your garden, remember, hedgehogs sometimes like to creep into there and hibernate there. So check your piles of leaves before you set fire to them. Okay? Alright? Or it could be a disheveled, sexy were-hedgehog in there. That'd be
great for
a bit of a pickle.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah. That's where the story kicks off, right?
Well, Honey loves running her bar and grill, catering to humans and shifters alike. But there are two things that dim her love of the place. Cocky assholes who think they own the place, and cocky assholes who think they can flex their muscles and wreck her bar while throwing temper tantrums.
But those are like two distinct groups?
Yeah, apparently. Unfortunately, the drop-dead, gorgeous, hotter than hot shifter man she secretly loves is both.
Well, I mean, just doesn't sound like the right guy for you then, does he? Really?
She hates that, okay.
Open and shut.
Blake wants the curvaceous, gorgeous Honey. I want to bet that she has honey-colored hair.
I'm gonna guess that she's got diabetes. You said that BBWs like played a big part in this genre, right? Like, there's a lot of like sexy.
There was something
more,
that
like,
we were looking at.
curvier ladies, yeah.
Okay, so he wants the curvaceous, gorgeous Honey in his bed. Now, he's lusted, but not loved. Let's get that straight. After luscious women for months. True, he looks like a bad boy biker mixed with a player. And yeah, he's broken a few things in her bar. But only because the guys were hitting on his girl. With no hope of winning her over in sight, he does what any red-blooded were-hedgehog would do in his position. He lies. Red flag, red flag, red flag.
I don't want to tar an entire group of people or supernatural entities with the same brush, but are we inferring from this that all were-hedgehogs display this level of toxic masculinity, or
I think it's just there's a huge trope of like, because they're shifters, like werewolf style, like they're like there's always like an alpha, and you know they mate for life, and like they're always like super alpha male.
So if you want to be more alpha,
hedgehog.
Go into the place of work where your supposed beau that you own is just doing her job to earn some money, and just trash the place. Just, make some property damage, and then
because you're in love with her, and
you don't want to be some kind of beta cock.
But she doesn't like you, so you should sneak into her house as a hedgehog, which is something that happens in this book. I found it in the reviews.
Do you know if he is the size of a man but resembles a hedgehog, or if he actually turns into like a hedgehog?
Why don't I show you the cover picture? And
please do.
I will put it on Instagram. Our Instagram so that you too can see the beauty that is the were-hedgehog. I was hoping for one of those like Animorph style
Sure.
But I didn't get
Full
that.
size man,
Mhm.
looking a little smaller and spikier, and then eventually he's a little hedgehog.
Yeah. Instead, I have hedging his bets.
Okay, I'm gonna try and describe this for the listeners at home. So in the foreground, you have the typical. I mean, if you've looked at any kind of romance novel, it's like the torso and a little bit of the face, but not too much of the face of the guy, and he's jacked and he's got a leather vest because nothing's sexier than a leather vest,
And no shirt, of course.
and
Shirtless.
then over his shoulder, just a tiny hedgehog.
Just peeking out from behind his ripped muscles.
I mean, I'm very conflicted. If I were a woman, or a gentleman of a certain persuasion, I'd be very conflicted by that image because I'd be like, oh yeah, and then like, oh,
Yeah,
look at his little
it's not like
nose.
the sweet spot for like, you know, like a hot guy with an armful of puppies. Or like...
Yeah, okay, like he's on one of those like sexy cute calendars where he's like a sexy muscly man, but he's got a baby and it looks like he's kind of breastfeeding the baby a little bit.
I think
I
you're
don't
like
know.
you're thinking of something else.
I'm thinking of some different calendars that you don't want up in your kitchen.
I don't know where to go from here.
Maybe we should finish this show.
Well, it's been an hour and a half of some really high quality romance novels.
Yep.
If you have read any of these romance novels, please let us know that we're completely wrong and that they are like really well written books. Like, we're not riffing on like liking romance novels. There's nothing wrong with that. Like what you like. But we are riffing on the tropes and the fact that this is a book about a were-hedgehog.
Yeah, this would be like us going to town on the Transformers movies or the Fast and Furious movies as being big, dumb action blockbusters when, guess what? They're being sold as big, dumb action blockbusters. If you are into, and we're calling this episode Trashy Romance Novels because I think even the authors who write these would be comfortable with them being labeled as trashy romance of the trashy romance genre. If you're into that kind of thing, then these are probably up your street.
Hey, a book list. We curated this book list just for you.
Yeah. We looked at the synopses so that you didn't have to.
You could just dive right into it.
Yeah, but for what they are, I'm sure that these are all really, really good. Probably really, really well written for this.
Well, they're certainly novels.
Yep. There's certainly words on a page. All right, so we hope you've enjoyed today's episode. Thank you so much for listening. If you like this show, please give us a like, give us a follow, and leave a review. This has been Enter the Rabbit Hole, as always, reminding you to...
If you are a delivery driver, you know, maybe...
Don't be a fucking creep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, you know, read some more romance novels. They're kind of fun. I enjoy a romance novel every now and again.
Yeah, so reminding you to not use your position of authority to be a creep, and just...
But if that's what you like to read about, then read about it.
Yeah, just read whatever the heck you like. Alright, folks, take care for now. Bye-bye!
Ciao! Enter the Rabbit Hole is written and presented by William Grant and Alisha Palmer. The music was created by Glenn Marshall. More information and sources can be found in the episode description. You can email us at etrhthepod@gmail.com or follow us on Instagram at etrhthepod. Thanks for listening.